So today I'm going to be showing you guys the most powerful, very OP magma build. This one's going to melt practically anything that gets in your way. You're going to be destroying. We are going to be leveling this up for level 150 to be so unstoppable. It just deletes and kills anything with an insane amount of damage. So if you like how that sounds, a like is much appreciated. So let's dive into this video. But I want to take a quick second just to say thank you so much for all of you guys that always hit that like button. Is much appreciated. And also guys, don't forget to hit the subscription button because we have lots more Elden Ring video. Now, if you guys are into Solstice, take a look at these videos that we have in our channel. We have a lot of guides. And also thank you for all of those that hit the thank you button and also join the Bolt Nation. So let's get started. We're going to be focusing this on none other than the MAGMA WYRM'S SCALESWORD. These two weapons here are the curved great swords, and you know what happens with great swords? They became very OP with update 1.06, and we are going to take advantage of this weapon here. I believe this weapon is very underrated. We are going to be optimizing this for level 150. We're going to be deal an insane amount of damage, over 1300 just on physical damage, and we're not talking about fire damage, and we'll optimize that. So if you guys want all the different items that are within this build, I'm going to be showing that towards the end of the video. I just want to show you here how to put it together and become really lethal. We're going to be using the following armor. All these pieces are here for a reason. One is the Okina mask. This one's going to help you guys level up your dexterity. And one of the attributes that are within this weapons is the attribute, even though it scales by strength first and also faith. Let me tell you, this weapon deals more damage. If you guys are able to level up with faith, you guys are going to be able to deal more fire damage, especially the magma. I'll be putting it together, show you guys how can you just delete anything that gets in your way. Next, we're going to be using the Raptor's Black Feather, 10% additional on our jump attacks, and then we're going to be using the fingerprint greaves and also the gauntlets just to help us give us a little bit more poise, so we are able to handle those hits that come our way. But however, the MAGMA WYRM'S SCALESWORD does provide you with hyper armor. Once you guys are doing a unique skill, they will not stop you from completing the magma guillotine. And let me show you guys here really quick. And as you guys are seeing here really quick, show you guys a quick preview. Look how it just deletes everything and burns it away, and you guys have the hyper armor that helps you take care of foes. Now, since we are level 150, that means our attributes have to be used well. Now, we're going to be taking advantage of the Great Yard Arsenal. This one provides us with an additional 17 points to our endurance. So that's going to help, not the endurance specific, but the load that you guys are able to equip. So we're going to go from 74 to 88, which is going to help us become medium weight, and we're going to be able to move around and be light enough to move away from any hits that are coming our way. And then we're going to be, of course, using the Fire Scorpion. This one's going to provide you guys with 12% additional damage, but it's going to give you a 10% lower damage negation. So we need to be just a little bit careful. But the amazing thing about the Fire Scorpion is that it just provides not only more physical damage to the weapon itself, but it also improves the skill that is within the weapon, and it overall is just going to help with our incantations, which I will be showing you guys later on in the video what exactly you need to use to be able to melt things away. And now, since we have the Raptors, we're going to be taking advantage of also the Claw Talisman, which will enhance our jump attacks by an additional 15%. We're going to be dealing 25% additional jump attack damage. And look at this weapon itself. It deals 860 without buffing it. Once we buff, we're going to be able to deal over 1300 physical damage. Next, we're going to be using the Shard of Alexander, which is going to greatly boost the attack power of skills, but that is within the weapon. So we're going to be making this weapon very, very OP. Like I said, an insane amount of damage we're going to be dealing to foes, enemies, bosses that get in our way. Now, since the weapons itself with unique skill takes advantage of fire, we're going to be using in our Flask of Wondrous Physics. One is going to be the Flame Shrouding Crack tier. This one is going to temporarily boost the fire attacks. Since the build itself is focused a lot on fire, we are going to maximize the potency that is within it by raising the power of the fire attacks that is within this build for an additional 3 minutes. Since we're going to be boosting our faith, we're going to be using the Faith Not Crystal tier, which is going to raise the power that is within this fire. So we're not only going to boost the fire, but we're also going to boost our faith that is going to boost our fire, and overall just making this build an insane one that you guys need to try it on. And to take full advantage of the build, we're going to be using 4 different incantations. One is going to be the Golden Bow, which is exactly going to help us raise our power overall by 15 additional percent. And then we're going to be using Flame Grant Me Some Strength. That goes just perfectly with this build. And then we're going to be using the Theodoric's Magma Incantation. This one deals a tremendous amount of fire damage, and it just goes well with our build. And the last incantation is going to be Flame of the Fell God, and this one here itself kind of works like the Magma Blade, but it is with fire. But once it explodes, the fire just lands all over the ground, dealing an additional damage, not only with the explosion, but also with the spreading of the fire that is within this build. And then let me show you guys how to use this build. There's 3 ways we're going to be using jump attacks. We are also going to be using our incantations, and then we're going to be using incantations with the skill that is within the weapon. And as I show you guys here in the video, I'm showing you guys how to use this build against that big giant that's back there. I'm showing you guys the different ways you are able to use this build. This one here, if you guys are able to use it very well, you guys are going to be deleting and melting just about anything that gets in your way. It is very helpful because we're taking advantage of not only just physical damage, but also taking advantage of the fire. And since the magma that is within the weapon itself and all our different type of incantations are going to be able to raise this build to another sick level that is going to be melting anything that gets in your way. Now in our attributes points, you guys got to make sure you guys have enough HP just to stay in the game. Mine 26 to have enough FP to be able to use all our different incantations, and also the skill that is within our weapon itself. Endurance is going to be at 27, and since we're using the talisman, the jar talisman, that's going to help our endurance. Strength is going to be at 50, which we are going to be taking advantage since we scale more by strength. But in this build, we are going to be using faith, which is going to be at 45. But since we are boosting our faith by an additional 3 minutes and 10 points with our flask, this is going to raise this build to another level. Dexterity is going to be at 18. This helps us out with the mask that we're using because it gives us 3 additional points. And then intelligence at 9 and arcane at 14. So we are able to use that dragon magma incantation, which is going to help this build just deal an insane amount of damage. Final thoughts about this build. Curved great swords are amazing. Not only do they deal an insane amount of damage with what the physical damage that it comes with, but also if we are able to level them up, like in this case, we are able to synergize everything to a perfection. You guys are just going to be going off the radar just taking care of anything. And when I say anything, you guys, as you guys saw it right from the beginning, you got to see the potential of this build. And as you guys level up beyond 150, make sure you are always going to level up your faith along with your strength, and then you are going to be racing this build to an insane level. Then I'll leave you guys with the rest of the video that shows you the different type of items that you need to use within the build. And don't forget to hit that like, and also don't forget to hit the subscription button if you guys are new to the channel, and we'll see you guys on the next Elden Ring build. Now, the weapon itself, you guys are going to be able to find it above the Rune Lakes, and it's going to be in this location by the Ruins True Principe. From here, you guys are going to go, and it's going to be located around this section. It is quite a quest that you guys are able to go through it, but I'm going to be leaving the link that is in the description, top of the description, about how to get the MAGMA WYRM'S SCALESWORD. Is going to help you guys get this weapon, and like I said, this weapon is very OP. The Graveyard Arsenal can be located, if you pull up your map, it's going to be around this section. The best way to get through there is going to go through the deep Sealfront well. It's going to go under, it's going to take you, you need to defeat 3 different NPCs that invade you, and then once you take care of them, then you guys are going to be able to get that talisman. The Fire Scorpion Charm, this one is going to be located, pull up your map, and we're almost going to go by Volcano Manor, and is going to be by the 4th Lade. And this one you're going to be able to find it by talking to a spirit on the top of the walls. Claw Talisman can be found actually around this section. You're going to go from the Rampart Tower, you go out, avoid those birds that try to attack you and kill you, and then you're going to go up on a tower, and it's going to be on a dead corpse. Shard of Alexander can be acquired by completing the entire Alexander questline. Once you defeat him towards the end, then the talisman will be yours. The Flame Shrouding Crack Tier, you guys will be able to locate this one. It's going to be around this section. Best way to get from there is by the Smoldering Church, and is going to be by the Minor Earth Tree. Defeat the Earth Tree avatar, and then the Crystal Tier will be yours. And then after this, the Faith Knot Crystal Tier, you guys will be able to find it, and it's going to be by the Demon Human Force Ruin, and it's going to be off a cliff around this section. So there you go, guys. Those are the different locations of the different items for this build. Also, take a look at this other Fire and Bleed build if you guys are into that. This one is very OP. It breaks the game, and I'm sure you guys are going to be having a lot of fun with it.